Hello, and welcome to Cleaning Conversations. I'm Jennifer, owner of Jenny Maid, a proprietary residential cleaning service right here in Portage County, Ohio. This show is where professional cleaning meets real life, honest conversations about health, home, environments, eco-friendly practices, professional standards, and what it really takes to maintain a clean, healthy home the right way. Whether you're a homeowner who values your space, your health, and your time, or a professional cleaner looking to raise the bar in this industry, you're in the right place. This isn't quick tips, gimmicks, or shortcuts. This is real talk from a working professional built on experience, systems, and standards. So grab a cup of coffee, take a breath, and let's get into today's conversation with Jenny Maid. And today we are going to be talking about profitable by design, how to correct unprofitable clients without losing them. Okay, well, not every long-term client is a profitable client, and ignoring that reality quietly hurts your business. This episode addresses how to evaluate profitability and correct misalignment without damaging relationships. Okay, why profitability is a professional responsibility. Profitability is not greed, it's sustainability. Because if your business isn't profitable, then it's not going to grow. You won't be able to cover its expenses, and you'll go out of business real quick. So without it, quality slips, resentment builds, and consistency suffers as well. Why some clients become unprofitable over time is because homes change, scope expands, scope of work, okay? Inflation rises and standards improve. Okay, so as your business builds or scales, grows, standards go up usually, and basically the scope expands as well because you're trying to get, as you grow, your scope of work and what you're going to do and your packages and everything else that you're compiling change. Okay, and what worked years ago may no longer be viable today. Okay, because there's always something new that you're going to learn. The signs a client is no longer profitable: consistently running long, feeling depleted, absorbing extra tasks, and dreading appointments are clear indicators that they're no longer profitable. Is what I was talking about, because your scope, like when your business grows, okay, the homes change. They, the materials in them, like they change from Formica countertops, like what's behind me in my kitchen, and to granite and natural stone and things like that. That's the homes are changing since the 90s. Okay. The scope expands, which means that with the new materials comes new care, and the products that you use are more expensive. That's the inflation. Your costs will rise. Cloths, cleaning cloths cost more. Your products cost more. Travel costs more to and from, that kind of stuff. So that's like what they call overhead. When you know that you're consistently running longer, you feel depleted and absorbing extra tasks, which those things have no place in your business. You should be staying with the checklist, and that's all you do. That's all the package that they're paying for. Okay. So avoiding the conversation makes it worse. So if you know that your client's not profitable and you're not talking to them about it, you have no one else to blame but yourself. Okay, because it's only going to get worse. Delaying correction often leads to burnout-driven decisions. Proactive clarity preserves relationships better than avoidance. And that's really true, because once you start talking to them, you're going to feel you've got to be proactive in this. If you see this coming up, hey, I'm sorry, whether it be in a letter or face-to-face, you need to have the talk. Okay, you can't keep going $80 for the next 10 years, for example, because costs go up. Your business needs to have payment as well as yourself. So anyways, How to correct profitability without losing the client. Okay, use scheduled conversations, clear expectations, and options such as rate adjustments, scope changes, or frequency updates. So when your business is changing or growing, you need to have your appointment with your client, sit down and explain to them the situation, what new benefits they're going to get, and how much it's going to cost, because your business is changing, your scope has changed, your model, your service model has changed, and the frequency, they may need more care depending on what is going on. When a client decides to leave, not all clients will stay through change. Alignment matters more than longevity in this case, because you want to have the right alignment, aligned clients rather than misaligned, because misaligned clients will bleed you dry. You're not going to make any money. Okay. And then you're going to be burnout and you're going to be upset and really not even want to show up to their home most times. And you'll know, and your customer already knows that you should be charging more anyway, but they're not going to say anything as long as you don't. So it's your responsibility as a professional cleaner to go and have the talk with them and have a plan when you go in, even if you have to bring notes or something, materials to say, well, this is where we're going. This is what's now required. My business is changing, and this is what you're going to get for this amount of money and this much frequency. You take the lead. Don't let clients take the lead. That's the biggest mistake I made when I started cleaning. You are the pro. You're supposed to recommend the services, the frequency, and the products, not them. I had somebody in the mid-90s tell me this, that don't let me tell you, in other words, the customer, he's the customer, telling me what I need. I am to tell them, okay, what they need. That is my job as a professional house cleaner. Somehow this has all gotten all backwards through time, probably because of the history of the house cleaner being a servant or a domestic help. We're not the domestic help anymore. We are professionals, okay? We're on Angie's List and a home advisor now. And this advice was given to me by a man who owned, he was the Arnie Goodman of Goodman Fire and Water Restoration out of Pepper Pike. And he was the top 3 in the mid-90s. He was the top 3 service providers with ServPro and Paul Davis. And he gave me that advice. And because he was going to send me to Pittsburgh to learn how to do fire and water, but my kids were small and I wasn't married at the time, and I couldn't leave them for 14 weeks. But I wish I could have, because he was very smart. But he told me that advice, that if you're the professional, you are the one to tell the frequency, the products, and the type of service that I need, not the other way around. So just stick that in your head and remember that when you go out to your bids. Okay. And a message for clients. Professional services require evolving structures to maintain consistent quality and sustainability. Okay, and that's pretty much what I was saying before. In order for a business to succeed and sustain, we have to evolve. It doesn't stay the same forever, just like the prices, they have to go up because of the insurance, all your costs, the business costs, plus your labor. You have your own expenses as a house cleaner, okay? As a professional house cleaner, we got a budget too. So in closing, profitability protects standard service quality and longevity. Correcting misalignment is an act of professionalism. If you don't do it, you're not professional. Thank you for watching. That's it for Cleaning Conversations this evening, and we'll see you in the next conversation. Cleaning Conversations has been brought to you by Jenny Maid, a proprietary residential cleaning service located in Portage County, Ohio, exclusively serving Portage County, Ohio residents. 2026 copyright Jenny Maid LLC, and Cleaning Conversations with Jenny Maid are proprietary brands, all rights reserved. Have a good night.